maar we gaan het hebben over Ruthie Coles. Ruthie Coles, hello, how are you?
Goedemiddag.
Goedemiddag, that's right.
It's my only Dutch word.
Yes. Ruthie, you are from England, but from which part of England?
From Leicester, it's in the middle.
In the middle?
Okay.
Is that just above London or far
yes, it's about
above London?
130 kilometres north.
Okay, north of London. Okay, and you're here in Holland this weekend.
Yep.
And because not only are you going to play this afternoon here in the studio at MusicMagic, but tomorrow you're going to play at the Almere Singer-songwriter event, Café optreden.
Yes, here, where I've just about found my way around, so I reckon I can find the cafe pretty good.
That's tomorrow. In the center of Almere.
Yeah.
Of Almere Stad. It's near the central station actually. It's,
oh, that's handy.
If you ask people for the, or try to find the town hall,
yep.
It's just opposite the main entrance of the town hall. It's a large square. En luisteraars zei, ja, Ruthie Coles is hier dit weekend in Nederland om vandaag hier bij MusicMagic aanwezig te zijn en morgen bij het Almere Singer-songwriter event Café op 2 in Café op 2 aan het Stadhuisplein nummer 2 recht tegenover de hoofdingang van het stadhuis. Ruthie, you are singer-songwriter.
Yes.
And it actually means that you write your own songs. And have you been doing that for a long time, or?
No, not really. Not as long as I probably should have. I'm relatively late to playing. I've always played for myself, played in some bands, done some covers, got drunk, played more, you know, that sort of thing. But it was fairly recently, maybe the last 3 years, where I decided that life's too short to just dream. So you have to act on it.
Okay, and you just said that you played in bands, cover bands?
Yeah, cover bands. Yeah.
Okay.
Folk bands, cover bands.
Okay, and I had a guest here, and her name was Joanna Weston, and she lives in the Netherlands, and she was influenced by a British folk scene, by folk music. What are your influences, musically spoken?
I guess some folk, but I don't suppose it's terribly traditional. I think the thing for me are the words. Always, it's about the words.
The lyrics.
Song. Yeah, and the kind of what's getting said, really. So you know, lyricists. I love lyricists. People like Patti Smith, Leonard Cohen, Bob Dylan, of course. You know, but people who communicate stuff through the words. The melody, you know, singing. It kind of, to me, it supports the communication which is carried by the lyrics.
Okay, yeah. Well, that's you mentioned Leonard Cohen. But in his case, you know, he always said of himself that he couldn't sing.
Yes.
Yes, and he couldn't keep tone and etc. But his lyrics are like poems sometimes.
Absolutely.
And your lyrics, do you have the feeling that you have to write poems, or not at all?
I guess they're more. I'm reluctant to say anything about them in the same sentence as you mentioned Leonard Cohen. However, they are. They could stand as they're poems really, I guess. That I sort of put to music. But the music seems somehow to help to carry the words also. You know, a good poet doesn't need music, I think. The words have their own music. I'm not sure I'm able to do that. So I strum a guitar and stuff to support it.
But you are a singer-songwriter, so it's the songs that are the end result,
yes.
Actually. Okay, let me ask you to play your first song.
Yeah.
And could you just mention the title and a short explanation of what it's about, if it's possible?
Yes, yes, of course. It's called Love's Executioner. I suppose it's about how all sorts of ways in which we hurt one another in relationships and friendships in life, really. But actually the thing that gets hurt most is love itself.
Love is an executioner.
Love's Executioner.
his garden, and the fishing boats went by. But we all meet at Judas, where we least expect to find him, with a kiss and a lie. No trick or make-believe can take the sting out of the tale. Love's executioner in all his glory, and bittersweet betrayal. Seems the curtain must be torn inside the temple for the light of truth to shine. But how often must flesh be defeated to learn water is not wine? No trick or make-believe can take the sting out of the tale. Love's executioner in all his glory, and bittersweet betrayal. Take your silver and guard it closely. I hope it warms your heart, and the future that you have turned away from, I will live in every part. And no trick or make-believe take the sting out of the tale. Love's executioner in all his glory, and bittersweet betrayal. Nights of fire and days of wonder are thoughts I cannot own, until some stranger lost along the highway helps me roll away the stone. For no trick or make-believe can take the sting out of the tale. Love's executioner in all his glory, and bitter sweet betrayal.
Ja, luisteraars thuis, dat waren de melodieuze klanken van Ruthie Coles, and that was very nice. That sounded very melodic, Willy. And in this case, as you said before, your guitar playing, you just have to support your vocal part.
Yes,
anyway, the lyrics of the vocal part.
Yeah, that's really it. I know, well, you know, I can make a noise on a guitar.
Yeah.
That'll do.
Well, it's beautiful noise. We have to be honest about that. It's a very nice song, and it's very poetic. And
can I also say thanks for the use of your guitar, because I'm travelling by motorbike, so it would have been a bit of a struggle to carry that.
Yeah.
It's a very nice
Yeah.
instrument.
No problem. Did you know that they have guitar cases that you can really put on a motorbike on the side of the? You can attach them to the side of the motorbike.
No, I haven't found them yet.
Yeah, yes, I know. I don't remember how they're called, but they're actually made in America.
Fabulous. I'll look out for one of those.
Yeah, it could be very handy. And you normally play on guitar.
Yes.
And mandolin or
I
what?
play a little mandolin, bit of ukulele.
Ukulele.
Yeah, so, but I tend to, guitar is the instrument I'm fondest of, I think.
Okay. And what I ask everybody really, that is who is a guest here, and how do you really write your songs? You have the lyrics first, or and then the melody, or just have a tune in your head? And
no, it's really, I mean, I think it surprises me, especially because I say, oh, yeah, you know, it's the lyrics, it's the poetry that's important. They never start as poems, they start as a feeling, actually. I think they start there, somehow, in my gut. And then through just playing the guitar, or talking with the guitar, I guess, is how it is. And the words will come, and the tune will suggest a feeling or a phrase, and they're sort of married, really, to begin with. And then the song either comes or it doesn't come. I think it either happens or it doesn't happen. I'm not. I think I'm probably quite lazy. I don't really work at a song, or if I do work at a song, somehow it deadens it. I think it sort of feels like you're trying to catch something that's alive, you know, like a butterfly. And if you try and pin it down, you kill it. So they come very quick, really, and I try and just communicate that. And if there's flaws in them, in a way, that's a part of it. You know, that's how it is. Okay,
but the chords of the melody, for instance, and things like the tempo, rhythm, or whatever, that just happens.
It just sort of happens.
It just sort of happens.
Yeah, yeah, I wouldn't say I certainly don't set out with a task in mind. You know, I don't try.
You don't have a
preset
preset chord scheme or whatever.
No.
Okay. In fact, as I understand it, you just feel the song coming up.
Yeah.
Okay.
I don't know where it comes from. I think there's something. What's really is very humbling about any kind of creativity, I think, is that you just kind of I think the word would be conduit, or you know, you're the pen, not the writer, you know, and so something kind of seems to come out that you know, seems to have a purpose or a function.
You believe in a higher power or so, or not?
I sound like it, don't I?
Yeah.
Maybe, I don't know, maybe.
Okay.
Something.
Ruthie, I'm going to ask you to play a second song. Could you mention the title and explain a little bit, tell us a little bit about what it's about?
This has got a bit of harmonica in it, so I just have to kind of
Sure.
attach this.
Oké. Ruthie die gaat even de harmonica om de nek doen. Die zit in zo'n mooie harmonica beugel die je om je nek heen doet en dan voor je mond plaatst. Kennen jullie allemaal wel van Bob Dylan bijvoorbeeld. I just explained that you're putting the harmonica in front of you and
This song's called White Horses. There's a bit of not much of a story, but a little bit of a story to this, I guess. I was camping on the coast, on the beach in Wales, and watching the waves, and it was beautiful. It'd been quite a cold day, and there weren't many people around, and you know, the evening the wind got up and the waves got up. But it's absolutely beautiful, and I suppose in a way the song's a bit of a comment on how often in contemporary life we're sort of anathematized from stuff.
Yeah.
And it's nice and very safe, but actually there's more to it, there's more to life.
Are you an adventurous person?
I don't know, I do little adventures. I'm actually en route here to Italy. I'm hoping to get to Italy. I'm on a Vespa actually.
Okay.
So I'm hoping to take it home to Italy, which which is kind of a little bit adventurous. It's not.
It is, because it's quite an adventure to go across the Alps or whatever you have to cross.
That will be the adventurous bit.
Yeah.
Yeah, we'll see.
Okay, here's Ruthie Coles.
In my own skin, got no shadows, got no tears, got no love to let in. I don't need comfort from my fears, and I know I don't have much to offer. Is a delicate pain. Blue sky that is promised beyond these clouds of rain. Somewhere she rides the white horses as they fall upon the shore. Sun at her shoulder, she is hungry, hungry for more. Daylight here, it's dreary, and the sunlight falls on this great big cardboard world. It's just a fragile ghost. The nights are never cold, fires do not burn, and we slowly just grow old. We never learn. But somewhere she rides the white horses as they fall upon the shore. Sun at her shoulder, she is hungry, hungry for more. She is hungry, hungry for more. Hungry for more.
Ja, luisteraars thuis, het waren wederom de mooie klanken van Ruthie Coles met een heel mooi liedje. En White Horses. And yeah, I have to say about your lyrics that they're very, indeed very poetic, but very catchy too. It's something you wish to listen to if you hear the song.
And, nice of you, thank you.
Okay, and it's like, what is your background? Are you? I read somewhere that you are trained in visual arts, or?
Yes, yeah, I've done a few things. I've wandered around a bit, I think. Yeah, I trained as a printmaker.
Okay.
Fine art. I did a fine art degree. Trained as a printmaker, and I'm interested in photography, so I've done quite a lot of photography. So that's sort of my background. but then I got involved in sort of I taught drama for a time.
A theatre?
Yeah, theatre.
On stage?
Yeah, well, no, I taught children,
okay,
but I taught them sort of dramatic skills.
Okay.
Yes. And then I got involved in working with children who had difficult times, really, and were struggling. And we're also kind of challenging as well. But
what people may call problem children. Also.
Yeah, I guess that might be the way of thinking.
Okay, and that was something you had to do, I guess.
Something
difficult to do, to work with children that
it was
struggling with their
at
life.
times it is difficult, I think, in some regards, and yet it's very rewarding as well, because you know, very often what's happening inside somebody gets missed. You know, we see what's on the outside, people say hello, they get on with their lives, you know, but to actually get involved in getting to know the struggles people have, children have. I work with adults now, so in a similar way. It feels to me very important, but also quite a privilege.
Okay, but I guess it's not only about getting to know how they are, but it's about helping them too.
Well, I guess taking the time to get to know somebody is quite a big help in itself.
In itself, okay.
To just be around.
Okay, and your printing background, is that in an art form
Yes.
way?
Yes.
Yes? And did you actually experiment with different letter types, you know?
Yeah, no, it was mostly images. It was image based.
Okay.
So pictures. And portraits, often portrait. Interestingly, it's not
portraits of people.
Yeah.
Okay.
And it's not dissimilar to getting to know somebody. You might do it in words, but actually sometimes you might do it by looking at somebody. And if you can draw somebody, whether that then becomes a print or an etching or a painting, it doesn't really matter. But if you can look at somebody and notice them, you kind of get to know them, I think. And it may be a similar process. I don't do so much of that now. I take photographs. They're kind of easier.
Okay. Well, you told us that you were on tour now. You're planning to go all the way to Italy.
I'm hoping to. I'm not sure if the bike has the same idea. We'll find out.
Yes. How old is it?
It's not very old actually.
Okay.
It's about 02. So what's that? About 14, 15 years old. It's not.
You can manage it.
It's a sort of teenager, as Vespers go.
Is it it's an Italian-made...
it's an Italian-made scooter, yeah.
Okay. Well, they're very strong, so... Well, I know about it anyway, so I'm not an expert, so... let's hope that you make it. And... yeah, what I'm interested also is your contemporary music... live, musical live. How is it? Do you perform a lot?
I do. Yeah, I perform. Yeah, I perform a lot. I'm from Leicester in the UK, and Leicester is a fairly small town with.
How many inhabitants?
I don't know.
Yeah.
That's a very technical question.
Okay.
I don't know. Maybe 400,000, 300,000.
Oh, that's relatively big. For Dutch standards, you know.
Oh, okay.
Yeah,
right.
for Dutch standards.
Maybe I've got it wrong. It's probably about three people. Or so. I'm not very good at numbers. But it's got a really lively music scene. Really lively music scene, and particularly acoustic music, and some excellent singer-songwriters. Really tremendously talented people. So I've been incredibly fortunate and rather looked after, I think, by these people in Leicester. And so I run a couple of open mics, and then I do a few sort of some covers gigs, and then my own gigs and my own material, sort of in Leicester and Leicestershire. It's fairly busy.
Okay, and do you actually exchange ideas with a singer-songwriter from Leicester?
Yeah, definitely.
Or you work together? Or?
I don't think so much working collaboratively, but there's a lot of sharing of ideas and sharing of songs, or sharing of beginnings of songs. that I think goes on, and what's lovely is you can see somebody who's started to write a song, how it will develop and change, even unintentionally over the course of several weeks of playing,
yes.
to the recording stage. You know, it might be quite different again with other musicians.
Okay, Ruthie, I'm going to ask you to play another song, and could you mention the title and just explain shortly what it's about?
Yeah, I will do. This is called Caught in the Sunlight, and interestingly, given what we've just been talking about, it's about it's about the creative process, I think.
Okay.
For all the tired horses, let us ring those bells again, and the golden sunrise upon which all life depends. We're walking in the wild with ribbons in our hair, holding on to sorrow to guard us from despair. And here at night the armies go to fight. Here at night I risk my life, and shadows they come, shadows they fall, and when all of this dust settles, there won't be much at all. Up on the hill, the sacrifice is made. Time and time over, we shine, we fade, and there above our heads is held the trembling blade between memory and reason, as cold as the grave. And so I bring this offering, it's fresh upon my tongue. It has a ragged shape, it's just a ragged song, and I'll send it into the darkness beyond the edge of time, like dust caught in the sunlight. It might briefly shine.
Ja, dames en heren thuis, dat waren de hele mooie klanken van Ruthie Coles, die hier aanwezig is bij MusicMagic. Dit is Almere On Air Radio en dit is Omroep Almere. Dit is het programma MusicMagic. Ik ben Ron Lindeman en MusicMagic wordt elke zaterdagmiddag van 1 tot en met 4 uur 's middags uitgezonden. En wat ik meestal doe, dat is mensen artiesten, singer-songwriters, van allerlei ook artiesten. Zoals vorige week hadden we Farida Waal. Nee, zo mag ik het niet noemen. In ieder geval, Farida die was hier vorige week met de R&B zangeres om wat van haar nummers te laten horen. 2 weken geleden was dat, vorige week was ik er niet. En ik ga straks nog in het derde uur nog wat meer muziek draaien van onbekende artiesten en ook van bekende, maar met de nadruk op onbekende, want ik vind dat een heleboel artiesten in Nederland rondlopen, waar dan ook ter wereld, die veel meer bekendheid zouden moeten hebben, omdat ze toch hele mooie muziek maken. I just explained to the people that I like a lot of singer-songwriters, artists of different kind, because there are a lot of artists, you know, musicians, singer-songwriters who make really good music. And what is your struggle in the musical scene? Do you have any struggle in the sense that, you know, contemporary radio stations just tend to play what is mainstream in music? And what are your thoughts about that?
I don't know that I have many thoughts about it. I mean, I think it's great that there are places that play people who are writing, who are doing stuff in a kind of small way. I guess for me, you know, it doesn't matter. It doesn't matter whether I play to 2 people or the stuff gets played on the radio. I mean, it's about having a response, really, and getting a response. You said about, you know, what's the struggle? I think for most people, for me anyway, the struggle's an internal one. You know, once
in yourself.
Yeah. So the first struggle is actually writing and playing and trusting that. I kind of struggled with that for years and years and years and years. So I've given up doing that now. I hope. But you know, to actually get out there and to play, but to trust there's a point in it, to believe in it. I think that's hard, and I think it's hard to maintain that when, you know, when people don't put on gigs. You know, people tend to want you to play other people's songs rather than your own stuff. You know, not always, but there is a pull for that, and so it's hard then to stand by your own material and say, no, actually, I think it's worth playing.
Well, you know, there are examples of singer-songwriters who just played in the streets, you know, who were street musicians. Yes. Like Passenger,
yeah.
who played in 2012. He played out in the streets in Amsterdam on the Leidse Plein, and 1 year later he was playing in the south of Holland in a really big festival, Pinkpop. Yeah. And so it can always happen. And response, I believe that if your songs, if your music is good, if your songs are good, people will respond to it. Yeah. And so, but as I understand it from your own words, you mainly play to get that response for yourself, for your inner self.
Yes, absolutely. You know, if one person is touched by something I've written, then that's fantastic. You know, that's a fantastic feeling.
Okay. Where can people see you, find you? Do you have a website or Facebook,
I
social media?
Yeah, well, some of that anyway. Yeah, I've got a website, but I'm changing my website, so I started to remake it, which is incredibly difficult. So I think there's some stuff of me on there, and perhaps I don't know, the rest of the website's selling fridges or something. I haven't quite got it up to speed, but there is a link on there anyway to some other stuff. So that's ruthiecoles.co.uk. But I'm on Facebook. I mean, that's the easiest place to find me, I think. Ruthie Coles on Facebook, or SoundCloud. I have some recordings.
SoundCloud and maybe YouTube.
Yes, yeah, there's bits on YouTube as well. I'd forgotten that.
Okay, and people can hear you live also tomorrow here in Almere.
Yeah.
And Morgen kunnen jullie Ruthie Coles ook live horen op het Almere Singer-songwriter Festival. Event moet ik zeggen, Café op 2 wordt gehouden in Café op 2. Hele leuke locatie, dus kom morgenmiddag vanuit alle hoeken van Nederland en vooral vanuit Almere en omgeving naar de Café op 2 aan het Stadhuisplein nummer 2, ligt tegenover de hoofdingang van het stadhuis, het gemeentehuis van Almere. En er is overal parkeerplaats in de omgeving. Ruthie, I'm going to ask you to play another song. Is that possible?
Yes, certainly.
Okay. And again, I'm going to ask you to mention the title and give a small explanation, description of what it's about.
Okay. I need to say I've got a very squeaky chair, and I'll just point that out. I don't know if that comes up on the microphone, but just in case it does, it's the chair.
Yeah.
I'll just say a bit about this song. This is called Meet Me at the Tree. I guess it's about all the things really. You know, on the surface it's about love, but I guess it's also about the passage of time, which is inextricably linked to everything that we do, I think. And this is on YouTube. You can find the video of this on YouTube.
Okay. Meet me
at the tree.
At the tree.
For me by the ancient tree where lovers often meet, where the petals fall. I'll answer that call and kneel once again at your feet. So still by the sleeping hill where breath hangs on the air, I have drunk my fill and I have filled my quill from the waters of despair. All the rainbow's tears display their colors so clear, caught between the sunlight and the rain. And the poet, she writes between the daylight and the night, by the light of a flickering flame. So as I grow older, I'm still waiting for that soldier to return from war. Is he looking for a sister, a mother, or a lover, or just some distant shore? Place for me by the ancient tree where lovers often meet, where the petals fall. I'll answer that call and kneel once again at your feet. So meet me at the tree before the leaves they fall. Meet me at tree before the leaves fall.
Ja, dames en heren, dat waren wederom de klanken van Ruthie Coles. Ruthie, are you a hopelessly romantic person or not at all?
We're just hopeless, possibly.
You're hopeless.
Yeah,
I doubt that. You're not hopeless, but you know, like a sentence from the last song, "Is there a place for me by the ancient tree?" Is that something autobiographical or not at all?
I don't know, maybe it's something, a sense is it's a bit archetypal, you know, the people have been writing and meeting. I found this wood in the UK. It's not related to the song, but it illustrates something really. I found this wood near the Chilterns, and on a hill, and beautiful trees, hundreds and hundreds of trees. And I wandered through. There's one little place where there's seats, so obviously it's somewhere that's quite accessible and people go. But people have been going for, you know, hundreds of years because they've carved their names into the bark of the tree, and clearly the trees were much smaller. And it's all about love, you know. It's about so and so for so and so, you know, hearts and these, you know, it's a meeting place. And as the trees have grown, these names have become a part of the tree and clearly written. But you know, hundreds and hundreds of people must have been there to meet each other.
Okay, but are you yourself a happy person in normal life? You have a husband, you have a family.
Well, I'm pretty. I value my freedom, I think. Does that mean I'm happy? I think sometimes I can be incredibly happy and sometimes I can be very sad. So hopefully I am able to experience a full range of emotions, which is what life has to offer, I guess. And there's moments of joy and moments of tragedy, and that's for all of us.
Yes. Well, actually, there are a lot of people who, when they're very young, they already have some sort of scheme for their life, you know, and sometimes it goes like that, but most of the time it does not go like that at all. And so, well, maybe two things I wish to say that if you really make it to Italy, maybe somewhere in Italy, you will meet somebody who will fit in.
Yeah.
Or not at all, but you know, you actually play very emotionally. So, does music mean emotions to you?
I think I'm a pretty emotional person. So
yeah?
I guess that to me it seems what life's about. You know, if you can have everything. I don't know what it's like to have everything that you might want, but you can have everything you might want. But if you don't feel it, you're not able to experience it deeply, then it's meaningless. So.
Exactly, it's meaningless. That's correct. I agree with that. And sometimes it's difficult in life to distinguish really for yourself what is really meaningful.
Oh yeah.
And maybe that's the art of life itself, you know, to be able to do that. And well. It's nearing the end of this hour hier in MusicMagic. Het is ongeveer 8,5, bijna 8 minuten voor de klok van 3 uur. It's about 8 minutes to 1500 hours, 3 o'clock p.m. And I'm going to ask you, Ruthie, to play a last song.
Yes.
Okay? And again, just mention the title and explain a little bit about what the song is about.
Checking we're in tune. This is a love song, so on the back of your comment. And I don't know, I think it's self-explanatory really. It's a love song, you know, love's a beautiful thing, it comes and goes.
And the title again?
The title, hang on. You need the title, really? Love May Come.
Love May Come, that sounds nice.
a sailor returning from the sea. I don't know what you might ever see in me. The ocean stretches out beneath your feet, and here at the shoreline is the only place we meet. But love may come to find us, love may come to find us, love may come to find us. You carry riches from distant lands, and I have seen signs written in the sand. You hold the sunlight in the palm of your hand, and speak in words I can never understand. But love may come to find us, love may come to find us, love may come to find us. You're made for water and I am made for stone. You are made for loving and I was born alone. You are free upon the ocean throne, and when I dream of home. But love may come to find us, love may come to find us, love may come to find us. And love may come to find us, love may come to find us, love may come to find us.
Ja, luisteraars thuis, het waren wederom de mooie klanken van Ruthie Coles en het een liefdesliedje eigenlijk. Hè. Love May Come to Find Us, zoals ze zelf ook zegt. And well, Ruthie, I have to thank you for being here, and it was really nice to listen to your music as you played it and your own songs.
Thank you very much. I've really enjoyed playing and chatting as well.
Okay, and that's very important. And if people want to see you live, they can come tomorrow to the Almere Singer-songwriter event. And I mentioned that several times, and it's going to be a really crowded venue tomorrow, I hope. And als u thuis luisteraars Ruthie Coles wil horen live, dan kunt u haar morgen in het Almere Singer-songwriters event Café op 2 live zien spelen. Het begint om 4 uur 's middags en het duurt tot ongeveer 8 uur 's avonds. Ja, want er komen 6 verschillende singer-songwriters die komen dan spelen. En die hebben allemaal hun eigen muziek. Die spelen allemaal een half uur. We gaan het onderverdelen in 2 keer een kwartier, zodat er een soort van relatie ontstaat. Danielle van der Hurk uit Tilburg, Lely Koning uit Volendam, Maurice van Hoek, Ruthie Coles uit Engeland, Wim de Meester uit België en de Sound Volunteers. Dat is een duo. Ruthie, I wish you a lot of success with the music you make. And if you ever have an EP, a CD or whatever, just don't hesitate, send it and we'll give it airplay.
Oh yes, thank you very much.
Okay.